Chafing Armor Podcast, episode 123, Ship Shape. Welcome back to the Chafing Armor Podcast. I'm your host and lovable dungeon master, Michael Corley, and with me tonight is Riley. Riley, tell us who you will be playing.
Hi, I'm Riley, and I'm playing Athora Greyfield, a lovable tiefling fighter.
Woohoo! I got another lovable going on here. And also with us tonight is Lee. Lee, tell everyone who you will be playing.
Oh, excuse me. Great timing. G'day, everybody. My name is Lee, and I have just had lunch. Also, I am playing Distant Bells, the Kenku Rogue.
Wonderful. And also with us tonight, diminutive but big in heart, is Dare. Well, Dare isn't actually diminutive, but his player is. Let's hear who that is.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dare, and I am playing Tix Birchmanson, your larger-than-life shiny gnome paladin / cleric.
Wonderful. And also with us tonight is James. James, tell us who you will be playing.
Hello, everybody. I am James, and I am playing the smaller-than-life Penton Chalice, a spell scale sorcerer.
Great. And last, but certainly not least, especially in stature for her character, is Izzy. Izzy, tell us who you will be playing.
Hello everyone, my name is Izzy, and tonight I am playing Marezi Mugra, half-orc barbarian. She has some levels in barbarian, and also some levels in ranger.
Yes, you've got that new bow, which you might get a chance to use very, very soon. When we last left our players, they had been attacked by a group of mercenaries led by none other than Distant Bell's sister, Hummingbird Wingbeats. And this incredible crew of Hummingbird Wingbeats, Portia, Sillingquith, Thradaville, and Thrond had not defeated the team, but badly injured them to the point where one of y'all, Benton, nearly died.
Yeah.
But a agreement was reached, and y'all came to an accord, and you found that this was part of the machinations of the cult that you had encountered back in Zentil Keep. And now you are working with them to discover who is truly behind all of this and who is the contact in Kalimvor. So some of you have pretended to be tied up or unconscious. Some of you are hiding. Very quickly, Marezi, what is your character pretending to do right now?
Something I'm supposed to remember, or are you asking?
So all of you went down to the docks. You were supposed to go down to the docks to meet the contact. They didn't know who the contact was, but the contact was going to show the sigil of this cult, which is an eye with a jagged line through it. And you were all pretending to have been either killed or captured by the Wings of Woe, by this mercenary group. And so I want all of you to tell me what your character is doing. Are you pretending to be unconscious? Are you pretending to be tied up? Or I think, like in the case of Distant Spells, you may be hiding. So just let me know what you are all doing.
Marezi punched herself in the face to give herself a black eye, and she's currently fake straining against some handcuffs.
Perfect. And Thradaville says, you didn't have to do that. I could have done a illusion to make it look good. But okay, that's fine. Good. And Penton?
I believe I'm thrown over somebody's shoulder and just hanging limp at this point.
I believe so. I think over Thrond's shoulder, the mighty paladin ranger, you are just hoiked over his shoulder.
That sounds about right.
Tix.
Tix is being dragged by a piece of rope behind Thrand by his other hand.
Yes, a very special piece of rope that has recently gained certain powers. And I'll get to this later, but you do kind of feel some rustling in your backpack. Just an FYI.
I feel like we should change the name of this podcast to 3 Feet of Rope.
It's not the chicken shack that will define all of you. It is the rope. And Athora, what are you doing?
I'm pretending to be tied up and having to walk behind them.
Okay, so you are walking behind Portia, the cleric, who is totally not secretly evil. And Distant Bells, how about you?
I believe myself and my sister were hiding in the shadows to perform our parts in the upcoming ambush.
Absolutely. And you notice that your sister is very stealthy, perhaps not as stealthy as you, but you do see something very interesting. The cloak that she's wearing is just this midnight black cloak. Because you have black feathers, but they're like, they've got that kind of shimmer of blue running through it that's very, very pretty in bright light kind of thing. But this cloak is just black. And every once in a while you can kind of see it like kind of ruffle as if a wind was there where there is none. It definitely catches your eye.
She's going to stick out like a sore thumb.
So you two are hiding on the side. Y'all have now actually arrived at the docks. There are people like off in the distance because the docks are never completely still here. This is a shipping town. But there's nobody right near you until this guy comes up with a big bushy beard, black beard, big barrel chest, older guy, like maybe in his early 60s, just a little bit of gray starting to come in his hair. And he tells you all that he is Mondarch Forward, shipwright of Kalimvor, and he points to the captives and he goes, I know these ones. They have ridden on my wares. They have ridden in the good ship Pisswhistle. And then he holds out the sigil to all of you. Of course, he's not holding it out to you. He's actually holding it to Thrond, who looks like he should be in charge. He's got that paladin air about him, and he holds it out, and he says, "Now, where is the staff?"
I hang more limply.
I look. I try to
Okay, I want you to
catch
roll
someone's
to
eye.
be unconscious. No,
I'm
I'm sorry. I thought. What were you saying, Riley?
I try to catch.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then,
Yes,
I'm
that
sorry,
was me.
Morezi.
My God. I try to catch someone's eye. See if I can figure out whether this is a situation in which I should be murdering this guy.
Okay. Make a give me a little checkaroonie here.
16.
Actually, 16 is pretty good. So you look over to Thrond, who is engaging him, and you see Thrond reaching down and putting his hand on the heft of his spear at his side, or at his back, and it looks like he's about to draw his spear.
Sorry, I was just going to... Distant bells is going to make a noise. It sounds like a night bird. Kind of looking sideways at his sister to try and, let's see where this goes first. We don't have the upper hand at the moment.
Give me
Okay.
a performance check.
Ah, crap, I shouldn't have done that. Alright, it's not bad, but it's not going to be great. I take it back. 17?
17 does it, and his hand loosens slightly, and Thron says, "There were complications." And Mondarch frowns, and he goes, "But that is the entire purpose. You must retrieve the staff. All of this is nothing if we do not have the staff. We must have a staff for the master." And he kind of like almost holds up the sigil as if that would explain everything.
I know those people who they haven't got an argument. They just show you something again and again.
Yep.
Just
They're
see, look
they're like the American tourists who try to talk louder.
Habla Anglaise.
Arigato gozaimasu.
So, of all the things that could be happening right now, the least expected thing you can possibly imagine happens at this time. And it doesn't happen to everyone. It happens to just one of you. And I would like you, Morezi, I would like you to make a spot check.
8.
8. As you can imagine, that does not go well. Oh, wow. But they rolled really bad as well. So this will be interesting. So you don't notice what's happening at first, but they actually fail their roll. Something relatively small is trying to take one of your boots off. And I'm not kidding. Something small. You feel like this, and you don't notice it. That's the thing. It's like it's about halfway off now, and something.
I raise my foot up instinctively, which takes the whole shoe off, I guess.
Okay.
I
So-
look down.
This is going to require a great deal of imagination on your part. Okay. So
Okay.
imagine a dragon, but small.
But small.
But very small. About
Small we talking.
maybe just a little bigger than your boot. And it is just furiously trying to tug your boot off.
Rezzy tries not to make a sound, but she makes a little sound.
Mushu.
That's right. He goes, dragon! I'm not one of those, don't do that tongue thing. Blah, 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 blah. What are you going to do? Because he's already rolled once. He's trying to get that shoe off really badly.
Rezzy's going to kind of sort of squat down, say something like, "Oh, my headache! They hit me so hard on my head! Ow!" Try to make it seem not strange that she's squatting.
Okay.
Her hands are bound, but obviously, it's not really bound. Like, she
Right.
probably tied like a slip knot or something. She's going to roll plus strength to grab the dragon?
Well, that would actually be dexterity
Okay, yeah.
to give him a snag. But yeah, that would be a dexterity roll to try and grab them.
10.
10, that will not do it. You try. Now, the dragon does have to let go of your boot in order to not be grabbed. But it flitters off back and kind of comes up to you almost eye level. And then it just turns and boom, just flies off as fast as it can. And your boot is halfway off now.
Morezzi puts her boot back on.
Okay. And you feel the power of winter come back on you, and your feet are slightly warmer. And by the way, Mondarch didn't notice any of this. He is talking to Thrond, and he is saying, "Listen, you were put upon this task by a very important individual, and you must deliver the staff. It must be done. Where is it now?" And Thrond says, "Well, the staff has been relocated so that it is safe." And what I'm now going to do is have Mondarch roll. You see Mondarch's eyes narrow. And I would like both Tix and I would like Penton to both make a roll. I would like you to make a... I'm not quite sure which is the best roll for this. I'm going to have to just say, what's that?
Anything but dexterity.
Well, in this case, it's not. I know it's not, but Aphil is flying overhead, Penton.
Okay.
This would be a spot check.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Not my best feature, but we'll see what happens.
That is 26 for Tix.
I got a 12, so I guess he wins in that one.
Ticks for it.
Gotcha.
I'm lying on my back. I'm seeing everything.
There you go.
That's right. You're looking very carefully.
I don't have a great vantage point.
Maybe it's because of your a different perspective, shall we say. You just suddenly know something. Is that a force, something sinister, something that you actually have encountered before, but you cannot place? Even a 26, you can't place it. Something is influencing Mondarch.
Ah. Something
And
is
it's just-
influencing him.
Only those
I
who
wonder
are
if-
of magical means or divine means could really perceive it at the moment.
Sure wonder if it's influencing him to hold up a coin and say things menacingly.
Is possible.
The list of people that we've met that can do that sort of thing is very small and limited to calamari. So,
Wow.
Oh, I like that. That's very good.
That was really good. If you didn't already have an inspiration point, which you do, I would give you one.
yeah, that's it. So, Tix is going to prepare command, and he is going to cast command at our shipbuilder and tell him to freeze.
All right. So he needs to save versus your DC, which is what?
My DC is 17.
He rolls a 6. And so in mid-question of, no, you must bring the... and he just freezes. And you see his eyes, like, go over to you and then back up and then back down to you. But he is completely frozen.
At this moment, Bells will kind of nudge his sister and go, might be time to knock him out.
He says, if you say so. And she kicks off and just does this mesmerizingly made to look easy, because y'all are like on a low rooftop, and just does this boom, roll down, absolutely no damage, come out, rolls up behind Mondarch, and you just hear this like that. And you see his eyes roll up. And for a moment, he actually stays up from the force of your magic, Tix. But then the full unconsciousness kicks in, and he just collapses to the ground.
Tix stands up and dusts himself off and looks around to see who else is watching. And can I do a spot check for that?
Yeah.
And that is a 24.
So, as I have said before, invisibility in D&D is perfect. Like, if you are invisible to the human eye when you're invisible. However, you can see invisible people by spotting the little things around them. A shift of dust, a sound of a shoe, things like that. And with that 24, you can tell that there is a figure about 15 feet back near an alleyway where it's deep shadow. That something is back there.
Okay, then Tix is going to cast Dispel Magic on that spot, on that person.
Okay. I would like you. This is important, guys. This roll is important. I would like you, Tix, to roll for initiative.
Ooh, goody.
And I'm going to do this as an opposed roll for initiative. The person there to try to do their action.
That is a straight 10.
So they rolled a 16. So you see like a vroom, and you suspect that whatever was there is either gone or is not right there anymore, as if like perhaps they had stepped mistily. I'm very subtle.
Yeah.
But you don't think that they're right there at this moment.
Okay.
And at that moment, a head pops out of your backpack and goes, "What is going on, Tix? This is fascinating."
We're taking care of some business, so for a few minutes, if you'll stay in your home, and I will get you out in a little bit to look around.
Okay. Morezi, I would like you to make another spot check, please.
Yes. That is a whole 10.
10, okay. You guys, I wish like I just had a running video camera of my dice rolls because they really are beyond belief sometimes. That was a 3.
My goodness.
And you're kind of shifting over into combat mode because you saw Tix cast a spell, you saw him about to cast another spell, and you're ready to bring the pain. And that's when almost, but not nearly, your other boot nearly slides off your foot. And you look down, and the same dragon, but small, is trying to steal your other shoe.
Someone really wants her Tims.
Small man, don't do that.
Penton is waking up at this point, or less pretending to be unconscious at this point, so he's hearing everybody else reacting in a different way. Can he see this going on, or I don't know?
You definitely. I mean, which part did you see?
The dragon part.
And now you do, yes, because now you're looking up. You're not pretending to be unconscious anymore, and you see this small dragon trying to steal her shoe. Her boot of the Winterland.
Right. I will say in Draconic, what are you up to there, little man?
And a very high voice comes back to you in Draconic, and it goes, "Ah!
I'm not a man!"
It goes, "Cheese it! It's the fuzz!" And it flies off.
Cheese it! It's the fuzz.
Yep. That's how they talk in Draconic. All people in Draconic speak like they talk like 1930s gangsters. They go, "Man, see, I'm a dragon. See, gonna burn you alive."
That's canon. That's canon now.
Yeah, that's canon now.
Along with Orcish jazz hands and
It's Orcish jazz hands. Very good. Very
3
good.
feet of rope.
So, now comes a swirl, if you will, a little vortex, and a very dramatic type thing. And suddenly, before you, nearly 8 feet tall, clearly larger than the actual advertised, is none other than what a certain Tix predicted.
Oh no!
Is a mind flayer, an illithid, 8 feet tall, but clearly this is a projected image. And Tix, you wonder if what was over there was the real deal. If you had made that roll, it might have changed things quite a bit. But now, this projected image, and in common, in a very cold, raspy voice that just seems to leech all the pleasure out of your life. Now, some of you have seen this figure twice. Once, of course, when y'all encountered it in the Underdark. But then again, when it projected itself when the Kulithids, I think, I can't remember exactly what y'all called those.
Yeah, the Cholithids, yeah.
Cholithids, thank you. I love that. They had another name, but that was way better. He actually projected himself, and he told you that he would be the last thing that you saw. And he identified himself as Tradazis. And he's now in those crazy formal robes that the Mind Flayers have, with the high collar and the, little skull connecting at the clasp. And he's towering over you. And he says, "You are all fools."
Yeah, but you're the one that squirted ink and ran away, Squid Boy. Tix ain't having none of that.
Bells just kind of goes, "You think he's compensating for something?"
Tix is full of the power of Garl Glittergold and his new position as a paladin, and is not having any of the backtalk from the evil creatures of the world.
And you stand before, when as then Lee playing Osokai said when y'all first encountered him, we are not ready for this. Y'all are very different now. And in fact, your team, along with the group that came from another reality, actually took out a small quartet of Mind Flayers. Not to mention a Mind Flayer dragon. you are very powerful, and you don't doubt that you could take this guy one-on-one.
If he was here.
If he was here. And by the way, he may still be here somewhere. But he's clearly not there, as you say.
Stay within 30 feet of where he used to be.
Yes, that's very true. And he says, I am done messing with your ragged band. You are all so far beneath me, you no longer are worthy of my attention. And all of you hear in the distance the water, a sound, shall we say. It is now just early night. It was dusk when y'all were coming down, and now it is full night, but there's still that, like, where there's kind of a little light off in the distance. And y'all can hear a strange kind of almost thrumming sound coming from the waves beyond the docks. And he says, we Illithid are far superior to any creature, anything, any base animal that walks this earth like yourself. But even we know a good idea when we see one. Those hags, they were going to use the staff to turn the Kraken into their undead minion and rule the seas, the sand swallow seas. How small, how pathetic. We expanded on that idea with a little help from the master. And as you watch, the waves suddenly into the early part of the docks. You see several ships just shake violently. Some of them actually smash into the docks and are damaged. And in the distance, because it's so very large, something rises out of the water.
Oh, no.
And it is the Kraken. But the Kraken is basically a really big squid.
Yes, it is.
So it doesn't really rise out of the water. That's not kind of what a squid would do. Or at least that's not what a normal squid would do.
I already have the name for it.
Okay, I'm ready.
Cracklithid.
Cracklithid. That is now canon. I'm writing that down. It has never been attempted.
As many tentacles.
It has never been attempted before. Or at least it has never been successful before. But the Kraken has been infected with a larva from Analithid. And it rises out. And for simplicity, think a little more squid-like. But imagine Cthulhu. And you're basically there, without the wings, as this creature just towers out of the water. Tridazis turns to all of you and cackles. And it's just this cold, cold laughter. And he says, you all have 1 month. You will come to the oldest tomb in the Kalimvor necropolis, and you will lay the staff on that tomb, or this town dies, Massgate dies, and every settlement of the Sand Swallow Sea will suffer unimaginable pain. This is my command. Now, the Cracklithid is functionally about 500 yards away. I don't want to railroad you guys, is what I'm saying. You have the option to do whatever you would like to do now. Whether you want to try to parlay, whether you want to try to take out this creature at this time. Do remember you have another party that's here with you. or if you'd like to do something else. What would you like to do?
I vote run away.
We've got to find Audrey 3 and get the staff and make sure it's fixed. And then I guess we have to commune with the gods to figure out how to fix this situation. Let's play for time. 1 month.
And I did misspeak myself. He did say, and I like the way you put it, because that's actually what he said, to bring the whole staff. So he wants your half of the staff, and he wants the half that y'all actually came to Kalimvor to get. And he wants it placed on the tomb 1 month from today.
At least I'll have time to play with my new armor.
Is that Kraken going to be there the whole month?
Is he just going to stand there?
Yeah, it's just,
You don't think so? You don't think so? By the way, as you would imagine, a slowly growing sound of screams are coming from the docks as this towering, dozens of feet tall monstrosity is just looming off in the darkness. You can hear people screaming.
We should probably either help with this town's evacuation or something before we do anything, because I'm not comfortable leaving these people to the whim of... If this thing just happens to get bored and roll over at night, this town is gone. So,
well, y'all can speak to him more, or...
Is Tradassus still there?
The image is still there.
Okay.
it's going to be there for a month.
All right.
We come back in a month and he's just like reading a magazine. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. Hello, yes.
He's using the bathroom. He's got a holographic, outhouse.
Do not disturb sign.
This means you.
Yeah, no girls allowed.
10 minutes.
Well, Tentacle Head, I guess you better call your boy off, or one, you'll never find the staff because you're relying on us. And so your threats are hollow. If you want this, send him back to where he belongs. And if we show up in a month, we show up in a month.
He actually rolled fairly poorly. The Cracolithid, the Tradassus holds up a finger, and the Cracolithid pulls something from its back, and just a spine just through the air, and you just see one of the mid-sized ships out in the dock just disintegrate. And he looks at you and says, "My threats are never hollow."
I didn't say it was hollow, but I did say it was pointless. Because if you kill us and you kill all these people, you're still not going to get the staff. So for a superior being, you seem to be having a real hard time getting this concept.
I will kill you first, little man.
I don't think he cares.
Also, your face is weird.
That's what got him. That's the one that gets him. He freaks out and runs, crying.
Oh my goodness!
I've just got this image of the hype man in the early 2000s like stoner cartoon or movies where the protagonist or the bully is just like, yeah, and your face sucks too, and the guy behind him is like, yeah, that's Morezzi, yeah.
It is.
Oh,
It really is. It really is. All right. Well, I'll just wrap this up where he says, "My servant will withdraw, and if the staff is not placed on the tomb 1 month from today, the first place to fall will be Kalimvor. But do not forget, Massgate will fall next, and every settlement on the Sandswallow Sea, thousands of lives will be lost. And that's only until I get bored and have him start moving inland. You have 1 month, mortal, pathetic creatures."
Yeah, we're not the ones with the hard of hearing.
And just this look just burns into you. And I would like you, Tix, I would like you to make a willpower saving throw.
Oh, goody. I can do that. And that is a nice 25.
25. You feel the pressure in your mind as a psychic attack just flexes onto you, just this pressure pushing down. And you actually feel the hand of your ward, like, holding onto your shoulder. Not in pain, by the way, like reassurance. And there's like a whoom, and you just resist it with the strength of Garl Glittergold. And then he... Go ahead.
Can I do a spot check again on that and look around for see if he's hiding somewhere nearby?
Yes.
All right, spot check. Don't fail me now. That is a 19.
19? So you do not know where he is. But there is an area you think he might be in. Do it. You can't tell. You can't tell if it's just like, you know, the wind moving some leaves, or if you did actually catch a glimpse of something moving where it shouldn't.
Okay, then I'm going to cast Dispel Magic right at that spot.
Okay. So I would like you to make a roll for that. I know that's not how Dispel Magic works, but this isn't Dispel Magic. This is for your aim. Okay. And I would like you to use your Wisdom modifier, because that's what you're doing, is you're using your intuition.
Okay.
Based on available data.
A 21.
So, for once... wow, this is interesting. Because he rolled a natural 20.
Aww.
So, what I'm going to say is he does escape, but there is a moment where you see his invisibility flicker, and he's not 8 feet tall. He's, 5'4", and he's over in the corner, and his cape isn't quite as illustrious as the one in his projection. But with him being able to save, he suddenly glances at you and realizes what's happening, and then he casts a spell not a spell, he activates his ability to vanish, and boom, and then the image also boom. There is, by the way, you see a moment where the Cracklythid seems somewhat confused, like it doesn't have any direction for a second, and it's kind of looking around aimlessly and seems to be getting kind of agitated, and then it turns back into the ocean. By the way, it also does this thing, almost as if it has some kind of jet propulsion. You have the idea that when it wants to, it can move very, very quickly. It into the water and is gone very quickly.
The water starts to turn a seriously dark color.
It did not ink the water, but you wouldn't be surprised that it has that ability. In fact, anyone who knows the Kraken knows the Kraken has that ability, so that seems likely. You do, however, hear something else, which is you hear cries coming from that ship that was destroyed.
Bells just is already on his feet moving towards the ship.
Okay.
Tix is heading that way also. Let's see if we can find a dinghy and get out there to rescue some people.
I mean, it was kind of your fault that happened anyway, so...
True.
Well, he was trying to stand up to the bad guy. I understand, but he's also really, really evil, and that's the kind of thing he would do. So what I want to do now is let's do a really quick, really fun skill challenge. Yeah, and what I want is I'm going to go ahead and go down. I'm going to start with you, Distant Bells, because you spoke first, and I want you to tell me what skill you would use to rescue people who are the boat has been destroyed. Okay, there's a couple of people who are only semi-conscious, grabbing onto things, and there are 2 others who are trying to help them, but they are also being overtaken by the waves, especially in this, shock wave of waves coming from that thing speeding off.
Okay, I'm going to go through my list of... No, I don't. Bummer. When okay, I was gonna say, how does splash work? Like when it comes to like throwing something that has a liquid in it.
What exactly do you mean by?
Well,
that?
like I'm just kind of, if I wanted to throw a vial of say haste at the conscious ones to speed up their movements and hopefully be able to overcome the suction of the waves.
Well, is
Is it possible to throw it in such a way that it breaks and they both get covered in the haste?
Basically, as the dungeon master, that is the sort of thing that might happen if you rolled a natural 20, but otherwise, the odds of
No
that
pressure.
Are are almost negligible. Really, if you hit someone with the vial, they need to get enough of it on them for it to work.
Okay, well, I won't worry about that just yet. What I'm... Huh. Okay. What I might do... I just wanted to dive in with... tie a rope off onto the jetty, or the dock, or the pier, or whatever. And dive in and wrap the rope around around the ones who are semi-conscious, just in case they happen to let go. That way, we at least have they're not going to get washed out. The ones who are conscious and fighting, hopefully, someone else will take the initiative and grab those two.
Okay.
So,
I mean, what I'd really like to see is your swim skill.
Yeah, you and me both. Okay, that's not bad. I rolled a nat 20, so 25.
Okay. So y'all see, you do this quick lark's head so that it'll hold fast, and then just almost as soon as you've got that down, y'all see just boom, 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 shoo, and in the water. And you make incredible speed towards them. They are trying. They're all elves. The two who are unconscious are both male. You think, just in your battle sense, you think maybe they were above deck and they were just hit by debris, and the two women were perhaps below deck, like in bed, and they perhaps fared a little bit better. And so the two men are unconscious, and the two women are trying to help them.
So yeah, I'll try and tie off around their waist.
Okay.
A little high on the waist, just to try and keep them above the water, and call out for someone to help the two conscious ones, while I look around to see if there's anybody else that needs assistance.
Okay. And Morezi, I believe you have one of the faster run speeds.
I do. I also have a swim skill. Let's see. Yeah, my walking speed is 30. I don't know if run speed is...
It's double.
If that makes 60, yes.
Yeah. Barbarians are fast. And I obviously, like I said, you can use more than one skill, but what I want to see is a different skill than swim that you would use to help these people.
Okay. So where are these
they are in
the conscious ones. Where are they?
The conscious ones are also in the water. They're just swimming. There's the wreckage of the boat behind them, and it's not really safe right there because there's the boat is capsizing and bubbling and everything, kind of almost Titanic style, like swinging.
It'll pull them under the moment they lapse.
Yes, exactly. And the two men are just kind of like on two different bits of debris. You think maybe one of them had managed to get them up on them, but they're trying to keep them on, but the men are unconscious, so at any moment they could slide off. And so the women are just flailing around trying to get them on, and Distant Bells is making good time towards them and is there to help them.
I'd like to use my climb skill in order to more expertly sort of balance my weight over a piece of debris and use that to sort of basically help stabilize the debris that the two unconscious guys are on.
Okay. Give me that roll for your climb.
7.
Ooh, that is a failure. Do you want to use your inspiration, or do you want to just move forward?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and re-roll that.
17.
17. By the way, I forgot. I'm glad I didn't mention it, by the way, but it is now canon going forward. You can use your inspiration to force someone else to re-roll. Which might... I'm glad I didn't say that, because y'all might have done that with a certain illithid earlier. But just FYI, because I did allow that for when you were playing Thraraville to re-roll.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Crime.
Yeah, no, that's now canon. But that works in your favor, that you can make a opponent re-roll as well with your inspiration. But you succeed, Merezi, so describe to me what you're doing now with this wreckage.
Basically, I could see that the guy was kind of falling off of one end, and I used my climb skill to be able to get myself up onto the piece of debris without capsizing it in my direction, and now I, the big, strong, fully conscious person, am sort of, basically rowing with my arms away.
Gotcha. I love it. And you're just, your big beefy arms is just like, it's almost like a motorboat. It's just vroom, vroom, like really strong paddling as you're moving through the water. Athora, you are, of course, battle ready and really fast, even in your armor. So you would be there next. What are you going to do?
Psst, I don't recommend diving in.
Now, I'm not, and by the way, I don't want to railroad you in any way, shape, or form, but you remember, you do not, Ray of Frost isn't particularly useful, but you do also have that glyph that is on your armor. I just want to throw that out.
How do I use that again? I have it written down somewhere.
You just touch it, and it activates, just like a regular spell.
Now's a good time to use it. That's a good idea.
Okay.
We'll do that.
Okay. So I believe that is a little something called Wall of Ice. Is that correct?
Yes.
We haven't actually used it yet. But it covers 10-foot square per level of the caster. I'm sorry. Well, then the range is 100 feet, but it is, you can make a square or a wall of ice.
Cool. Let's make an ice sheet. And how far will it reach again? Out in the water?
Well, you can cast it up to 100 feet away, which is within range of where this is all happening. And then it can be up to 10 feet square, plus 1 feet per level. So in your case, that's almost 20 feet.
Thinking about it, the way the dock is lined up, that would be enough for them to, if you did it underneath them, to lift them out of the water so they could walk to the dock. Unless they're further out than I imagined, you could literally just create a floor for them to walk back to land.
You literally could. I mean, because if you think about a wall, you could create just a flat, bridge, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Or you could just cast it in the water underneath them, and it'll just it'll just float up and pick them all up.
Sure. That sounds like
buoyancy.
The safest plan. That will help.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, by the way, none of you have ever seen her use this ability before. You've seen her do the Ray of Frost, which she can do as a bonus action in combat. But as she's running to the dock, and by the way, Athora, you have an intuitive sense of this spell. Like, it's not like a spellcaster doing it for the first time that, sets their clothes on fire trying to do Scorching Ray or something. Like, you just know how this works. And whoever is nearest to her, you see her touch the glyph on her armor. And below, there's like this glow. And there's sort of like a little bit of a poof kind of thing. It's literally the water being displaced. Because it's not that she's turning the water into ice. She is actually creating ice where there was none. And so the water actually displaces slightly. And then you see just... as it lifts up. By the way, as you are able to run out there, you see several things. A lot of the wreckage comes up with this that had, that was like heavier and it's sunken under. So the two men are there. Obviously, Merezi is there and Distant Bells is there. And the two women who were like swimming and then suddenly they're on their knees. And strangely enough, there is a little piece of like netting and a small animal is actually wrapped up in the netting. It was actually under the water and had been dragged down, and it does not appear to be moving. Would you like to do anything, Athora?
Let's go over to it and see what it is.
Okay. You step onto the sheet, and again, this isn't like really how the spell works, but it's almost like when you step on it, like Distant Bells and Merezi, y'all are like, whoa, as this, bobbing thing appears out of nowhere. When she steps on it, like it just kind of stabilizes. And she walks across it as if it was solid ground. And you actually find that you could run across it, that your feet don't skid on the ice.
All right, Tiefling, cool flex.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it actually, like, all of you are just kind of like, wow, I did not know that. You make it to this creature, and you get down, and there's like it's that old school netting that y'all have seen. That old school netting that is really heavy, and it had wrapped up. It is a small orange with black striped cat.
Kitty!
And
Oh, God,
it does
rescued Garfield.
It does not appear to be breathing.
Oh no! Can Tix bring it back to life? How long is it?
Well, let's go ahead. I was going to get to Penton and Tix in just a moment. For all intents and purposes, now the skill challenge is over because that was, as someone said, a big flex. But Tix, what would you like to do?
First, Tix will examine it using the heal skill, and then I will to see if it's still alive. Is it still alive?
You believe that it is. Based on your heal skill, you believe that its lungs are full of salt water and is, drowning.
I will perform, hold it upside down and clean its lungs out, and then hold it to my chest and cast Restore and try and warm it up.
Okay, and Restore is actually it's what it needs more than a heal spell.
Right.
And when you cast Restore, the water it doesn't like the way and the water sprays out. It's almost like it evaporates because this is the power of your god. The cat goes piff, piff, and then it goes ew. And it looks up at you, Tix, but then it also looks up at you, Athora, and looks at you with very large, luminous green eyes. And it has these alternating bands of black going, and at the end of its tail is completely black. And there are 3 stripes on its forehead that almost look like a fork. And it just looks up at you and goes, ew. Penton, you have made your way forward, and you were preparing to do some cool, either turning into a dragonborn and flying over and saving them or something like that, or maybe using a cool spell, and then Athora just made everything okay.
Yeah.
You see, that little dragon coming, and it is trying to
Steal his shoes.
What's that?
Shoe fetish.
It is not trying to steal her shoes anymore. It is trying to ransack Distant Bell's backpack.
Ha ha! Good luck.
Would you like to do anything?
Yeah. I will speak to it in its native Draconic. And as we know by canon, it'll be going something like this. Hey there, mister. What's going on there? What's the digs? Why you trying to rifle through everybody's stock there, buddy?
And he turns back to you and he goes, Cheez-Its, mine, you see, mine. I got the shinies here. There's something real shiny inside here, and it's going to be for me.
That doesn't mean it's for you.
I think it does. I think it does because it's mine. And he sticks his hand. And you are not expecting this, Penton. When he shoves his hand into the pack, 2 eyes open up on the top of the pack. And a giant tongue appears out of nowhere. And exactly as Distant Bell says, the pack eats him. It just and swallows him up. And that's where we'll end Chafing Armor, episode 122. Man, this was a weird episode. I loved it.
Yeah.
You guys did great. That was amazing. I was really kind of wondering if you were going to try to attack the Cracklithid off the bat or not.
No, that's
Not a good choice.
Tix is not
crazy
quite
even for
that
us.
crazy.
You never know. You never know. But we shall see. And now there is a ticking timer that you will have to consider. There's several other things going on in Kalimvor. Certain other armor that's going to be ready soon, and a few other objects. There's a ring that y'all found that has yet to be identified because so much has been going on. And we'll get to all of that very, very soon.
And we've got to
But
get
if
Audrey
someone-
3 back from Massgate.
Not least of which, yes. We've got to deal with that as well. I didn't even get to that part because I didn't know where this was all going to go. But if someone would like to listen to Chafing Armor, what would be one place they could go and do that?
Well, where I get all of my podcasts is I go to Apple Podcasts and the iTunes store.
That is also where I get mine. And if you go to chafingarmor.com, there's a subscribe button for iTunes down there, since that's so commonly used. But you can go to anything that you're listening to right now, go to your app and hit subscribe, because there's going to be some more fun stuff coming up, and I might get to kill someone else. I've got a freaking walking illithid now. I mean, Cthulhu, Kraken now. So hopefully I can kill somebody else.
Not allowed. No.
Not allowed. No.
I've got a few ideas.
Yeah. We'll see. But thank you all for playing.
Thank you for not
Thank
killing
you,
us.
sir.
And take care, everyone, and we will roll with you soon.